Hello, welcome to another review. Today we got MG Figure Eyes 6 Kamen Rider. Now, yeah, I reviewed the previous MG Figure Eyes Kamen Riders, but they were also the largest scale, and these are the smaller scale, which is actually frankly quite annoying because, you know, they're slightly different scale-wise. So you can't exactly put them together, and you think, oh, they're smaller, they're great, they can go next to SH Figure Arts. Well, also not quite, so damn you, Bandai! But anyway, this is Kabuto, also comes with the you call them, the put-on mode, and then the cast-off stuff. I got quite excited with this because it's way cheaper than Figure Arts and stuff. It's only this one's 100 and well, this one and fives together 300 Hong Kong, and that's really cheap. So about one of those 130 and 170, I think. That's the split. So it's pretty good. Yeah, you see more images on the side right there. Lower. Advertising, look, there's also thighs. On the side, they can say, look, you can get the dark Kabuto with this as well, and you can. It does come with stickers for the complex pattern of dark Kabuto, but you know, you gotta paint the eyes a different color. On the box and the manual, it tells you to paint the eyes with gold, but I always figured that's not cool. Like, surely it'd be better to paint with transparent yellow and trying to change it. The blue transparent, because it doesn't come with yellow transparent plastic, which is really annoying because you got to paint the transparent blue into transparent yellow, which is going to be a pain because the color's not going to match. You're probably going to get like a green or something. And on the top, so you open it. Open it. Open it. By the way, SH Figure Arts Kabuto review is also gonna be the same week. I was thinking about broadcasting a Let's Build live, but I didn't bother. So we got quite a few things in here. We got one bag of quite a few trays. Got all the black pieces, silver pieces, and red pieces. You got the sticker sheet with all these black pieces. And you got all the transparent pieces and silver pieces, and an empty box. I did consider painting these, but I'm not going to bother because the good thing about Bandai stuff is their model kits is that the plastics are all correctly colored. There's going to be slight minor tiny bits of details you got to paint. For example, his hands are just black plastic, so you got to put a bit of silver and red on there. But the rest of most of it, like if you don't paint it at all, and even if you don't use the stickers, they look pretty good. If you use the stickers, it'll look even better. But I'm going to try and avoid using actual stickers. Like those small details that if I can do them, I will try and do them myself. Same thing I did with the O's and the double and the Ichigo Figure Eyes. The reservation amount is pretty good. Good print, good paper. You open it up on the back, you got a color guide telling you what paints to get so it won't go wrong, and you know, demo of Dark Kabuto. You got the instructions, cast off, rider, kick, and the rest of it's in black and white instructions. If anyone wants, I can scan this, but you can get scans of these on HLJ, is that Henshin Legends Japan? That toy store, you can get the Japanese stuff. So I'll go ahead and build this and carry on the review. Kabuto has been assembled, and before we move on to the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. Just like fives, you have this stage, you got an extending piece, which plugs everything in. You got the forward piece and the upper piece, so that's all good. And this little plug that plugs in his back. So that's that. You got his signature weapon. Time to zoom in. You got his signature weapon. It's in the form that he uses it when he's still cast on, like put on. But you see, this bit can come down, like so. You got the gun mode, and then you know this bit will come on, which is pretty fidgety. I think. Look, it's not. Is that on? I guess that's on. It must be on. So you can hold like that. And it's like axe mode. And then you pull this out, you got the sword version, and it comes with an extra piece, which really shouldn't be silver, but you know, money, saving money and stuff. You can easily paint this gold, yellowish gold, and then you have the little blade, dagger thing. You got the part which just pretty much clips on to the back of his legs quite easily. It goes clipped on, slightly curved, slightly rubbery plastic, so durable. And you got his put on hands, and you got a lot of extra hands. You got in this cast off mode, you got the relax hands. You got the grandmother told me walking path of the heaven hands, fist hands, and a weapon / gun holding hand. You also have this hand, which only has the purpose of holding this piece, which I guess I don't even remember him using this in the show. I don't remember what this thing is, and so he's got the put on sector on his belt right now, as you can see it. But he also has the cast off version. Note the tiny details molded into the plastic. Once you paint this will look really good. So this thing can go all the way to rider kick, but it can't go anymore because you can't actually close the sector. You got the extra piece, which is actually unfortunate. When they advertise this thing, after you cast off, this horn's actually in the body and go. But this actually only goes all the way down only this much. So it's kind of pointless that it moves. Oh yay, it moves, but oh, you can't actually have him in the body when you put on the armor. Finally, you have an extra sector. As you can see, the silver bit is slightly ridgely shaped. That's because it's in bug flying mode, and assembling this was a bit of a pain. Whoops. Yeah, even Kabuto agreed. Yeah, it's got the horn moving and all that. It's fine. But it also has the little wings, like the shell can open up, and the wings go zzz, zzz. So this is a pain to put on because these two wing shell pieces, they don't stay in place until you put the backing piece on. So you got to hold it while you do this, or else it'll just fall out. So yeah, now this is going to be a bit weird because it's going to be hard to talk about articulation when he's got two forms and a bit different. So I'll talk about his articulation now before I move on to casting him off. So because he's quite bulky here, he's kind of like Robocop. He's got a lot of armor going on. So it's like Henshin Beetle. So yeah, so articulation is still not too bad. He can still do a lot. He still do have full 360-degree rotation. A lot of the joints are similar to SH Figure Arts. So he's got a double neck joint. Not too much rotation here because he's in this bulky armor. He does have a double chest joints, but again, very bulky armor. The shoulder pads can move up a little bit, and his hands, the little joint that does extend, which allows him extra movement. So you can go forward a little bit, which is pretty good. Double elbow joint, and you got the legs, goes up, down, swivel, 360 degrees, forward, backwards, down, up, double knee joint. Again, it's very SH Figure Arts. And then pretty much a Revoltech joint that doesn't click like Revoltech joints, so it's smooth and actually feels a lot better to move than Revoltech joints, which pretty much gets Revoltech to look a bit silly. So yeah, see here, put on mode looks pretty decent, but it does need a lot of paint. You do get stickers for. I'm going to paint him and do an update video with him and Fies. I'm going to use some stickers for the really tiny details like the logo and such, but for the most part I'm going to try and just paint him. I'm not too bothered with the silver and the metallic red. Those look pretty decent, but I'm going to add the black on stuff. So so yeah, this is how you cast him off, and you can see here it's really not too much fun. So first of all, this is the easy bit. You can do that and go cast off, and then where do I start? Let's start with the arms. Okay, so this bit. Oh, this. Oh, bloody hell! I'm taking the whole thing apart. Okay, so this ring, this bigger chunky ring that comes off, and his lower armor of the arm can come off. So get that off first, and let me just plug his hands back in. Because you're not gonna use this hand, so you're gonna use this normal hands. I'll put the fist in, back in. There we go. Let's stick his arm back on, and then do that with the other hand. I'll give him his I walk the path of the heavens hand. Get in there. Okay. And now this is the tricky bit. Okay, so first, huge complaint with this armor. This piece right here, it's just there. Like, you just slide it on, and so it has the tendency to just fall off. Like, just come off. Nothing is holding it in place. There's nothing clipping it down. I mean, it just sort of stays there. The biggest thing that's stopping it from fall over is actually the shoulder pad inside, and I guess, you know, in a way, this big shoulder pad. But that's not good at all. I don't like that bit. It's going to fall off some point. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the sector off now, and I'll put on the cast off sector. Okay, tough bit here. You gotta, like, this whole armor transform thing is not recommended to do it too much, because this is a model kit, and model kit plastic means it's a bit more fragile, and wear and tear means it will break at some point. So you gotta pull this red bit down, pull this black piece off, and then you remove these. Like, and then you can separate the front and the back of this shoulder pad. And then you do the same with the back piece. I'm gonna say this is probably one of the biggest reasons why I won't be keeping this if I decide to just pick up the SH Figuarts versions for this and the put on SH Figuarts. So there, Kabuto's shoulders are reviewed. Then you take the easiest one is the chest piece, because you just pop that off, and that's fine. And accidentally put off the sector as well. Put the sector back on. Good thing is the sector does stay on there quite tightly, so that's neat. And then you gotta take this horn off. Helmet bit comes down. Take out the mouthpiece come off, and then you give him the other mouthpiece with the horn. And like I say, this thing doesn't... Oh no, it does come down this time. That's weird, it didn't come down before. Oh really, I'm serious, it wouldn't come down before. Oh, maybe it's better joint. So now it's there, and then you'd be like, change, Beetle. There you go, now Kabuto is in his Beetle cast-off mode. And articulation is so much better here now. He can do so much with his head, and, body can move so much more, and his shoulder pads can flap up and down, and we show you the swivel here, bend there. Oh. He's got that disease in Planet Terror where he's just falling apart. What a stupid film. It's awesome, but when I watched it, but it's really stupid. And yeah, got so much more movement now. That was a piece off, and oops, that's the armor piece coming off. So in order to cast off and put on, it's a pain in the ass. However, I guess it's realistic in a sense. Now he's got all these pieces. It's just like in the show. It like flies all over the place. Like, oh my god, this must be making a huge mess. So, phew. But in terms of articulation, he can do his signature poses, like grandmother said, I will walk the path of the heavens. Like, he can totally do that. I guess I'll make him seem a bit more. There we go. That looks more like it. Okay, and you got like rider kick and such, so you can like you can totally do it. Like 1, 2, 3. Rider kick. And then give him the leg and such. Pull it down a little bit. Bend it. Okay. And then give him the special effects part clip. Just whoops. He's kicking so fast and powerful that he popped his own bottom of his shoe off. But he can't do the rider kick as good as the SH figure arts, but he can do it. I think sort of. Like it's mostly his torso that's not bending as well. I'm totally gonna use that effects part for the SH figure arts. I hope it fits. But seeing how this figure is slightly bigger than the SH figure arts, it's probably not going to fit. Just for a quick comparison, SH figure arts Kabuto is not that much shorter than the model kit. The detailing is very different. I think there's a lot of, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of detail on the model, but of course, not talking about paint, just talking about molding. Of course, the actual SH figure art is a lot more accurate, especially being a whole 2.0 thing and all that, which the review will be out on this channel soon. Just look at the back. I'm definitely going to use this Kabuto as a guide when painting this. But yeah, so just a quick comparison, not just the size. This guy has a lot of accessories. He has the put-on mode. He's got different sectors. Like he can move his sector, but I can't like close it or anything. But he's got the closed version that can pop on his body. He's got special effects parts. He's way cheaper. He's essentially two figures, because you got the put-on one, which will be a separate figure for the SH figure arts. SH figure art only comes with this cast-off weapon, like the little dagger. So you don't even have the weapon in the big axe mode. Because that will come with the put-on, like the armored version. Articulation-wise, because the other Kabuto is a lot better. He's got this arm actually moves, like there's a bit of articulation here, and it's chest pieces. So of course the S figure looks and plays a lot better and is less fragile than the model kit, but as a model kit it's still pretty fun. As I was saying with the Fives model kit, the best way to compare this to something in Western countries is the easy kits. Like it's already painted, you don't need glue, it's got pegs, it's easy. This is easy model kits, and that's what Bandai always does with all the Gundams and such. What is there is pretty decent. The paint isn't the best, but that's part of the fun, I guess, of building a model kit. That you're gonna paint it yourself, and it should and it can look really awesome. One of the things that they advertise with this is that you can easily convert it into Dark Kabuto, but that's not true because he's got blue eyes. And Dark Kabuto has sort of yellow eyes, and in the manual they just say use gold paint, because if you paint yellow on blue it's gonna look, well, green. So not really sure what's going on there, and I'm slightly annoyed with that. That's not cool. They should have at least given us like a pair of transparent yellow plastic for his eyes. Not doing much better. And then other gimmick is you get two figures in one in a way, because you can put on the armor. But putting on the armor is a pain in the ass, and like I said earlier, the upper arm armor piece is just hanging there loosely and can fall off any time, and that's not cool at all. But apart from that, it's still a pretty good figure. I mean, it's really cheap. It costs a little bit more than the Fives one because it has a lot more parts, and the box is bigger because it has to fit more parts. So it makes sense that this one costs more. Like, oh, we need to use more plastic with this one, so we're pricing him and Fives actually price the same, in terms of ratio. So yeah, this model kit is pretty good, but I'm worried about taking off the armor all the time. It's going to weaken the plastic because it is a model kit, and model kit plastic's a bit more fragile. So I'll definitely be picking up all the other SH figure arts Kabuto, and after I paint this, I'll do an update on this figure, like this model kit, and you see it fully painted and such. I'll use some stickers for the logos, but the rest will be paint. and you know, can go on from there, and you know, I'll probably sell this figure. But then finally, the biggest complaint is the scale. He's not the same size as the previous models, and he's not the same size as his Figuarts. So what am I supposed to do with him? Like, he's slightly bigger than Figuarts, but way smaller than the previous model kits. This is a good size, like those big model kits. This figure has the same amount of detail in the molding and articulation as the bigger model kits, which is great because they shrunk it down, but they didn't shrink it down. They could have shrunk it down just a little bit more and it would have been good. Perfect. But no, I can't use them as part of my SH Figuarts toy line now, and this is Bandai pretty much saying, yeah, you know, you gotta buy the actual toy, not the model kit. I'm sure Figuarts 6, he matches the scale of other Figuarts 6, but I'm not that, I don't have that much knowledge in Bandai Figuarts stuff, so I can't tell you what other model kits they do in this scale, but I'm sure some of you can comment below because you will know. So yeah, it's a pretty decent model, not the best, not the worst, definitely worth the value. So yeah, Fires was sold out already after a few days, and you had to wait for the next batch. So if you like Fires, you're gonna have to go and get them pretty quickly. Kabuto still has a few left, but yeah, Fires is the way more popular one. So if you want Fires, be sure to pick it up from your your local toy shopping place as soon as they have it, because that's gonna run out soon, and he's not gonna actually exactly last too long. But I want to point out that, you know, with the whole gimmick of converting him into Dark Kabuto as a extra thing on the manuals, they do give you a painting guide for that in the manual, but I just gotta say, yeah, sure, it might be slightly easier to repaint him into Dark Kabuto because, you know, you got different plastic pieces that you can take him apart and paint them a lot easily, but I can pretty much paint Kabuto as well, but there's no point doing that because I'm sure Dark Kabuto will come out sometime soon. It's just a repaint, so Bandai would definitely make that a Tamashii World exclusive, I think. And you know, you have to pick that up for more money. So yeah, a lot cheaper alternative to the SH Figuarts if you don't mind scale too much. So yeah, subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and of course, take care and have a nice day. Bye.